I'm with Mr. Kalpesh Waghela. Kalpesh, with your kind of vast experience of 30 years, I thought you're the best person to tell us how's the journey of the Indian pharmaceutical sector been in the last 3 decades? Right from skills, knowledge, technology, and of course, regulatory practices.
India was doing wonderful things so far. They did a lot of good things. They are exporting to most part of the world, and second largest partner of US. But recently we are seeing that there are some issues with data integrity, and our companies are getting points related to 483 warning letters related to data integrity. Some of the things are cultural issues, and some of the things are maybe the training issues. So if we sort those things out, again India is going to sign back, and still we are doing better when we compare it with China.
But in the last 30 years, do you see a change, or have we, remained the same and had the same problems over the last 3 decades?
No. We are doing a lot of progressive work, but initially the focus was purely quality sitting in the conference room and quality in the quality lab, QC lab. But now they don't want that thing. They want quality by design. So all process should be configured, manufactured in such a way that it gives a quality products. If machine is going to work, it is going to give you perfect product. You can have a quality check in the laboratory, but the product coming out of the machine, that itself is also a certified quality product. So we are focusing on the CQA, that is critical quality attributes, and CPP, that is critical process parameter. If we control these two things and if we manage the process properly, we will always get a good product and very less issue with the quality.
Since you mentioned other economies and you've worked with economies across US, Japan, Middle East, Africa, are there some key cultural differences or key differences in the way in which the other economies manage regulatory practices versus Indian pharmaceutical companies?
Technically we all are same, ideally speaking, but one thing we have seen it that the countries like European, US countries, they are more transparent. They are telling you the truth things, whereas country like India and China, they do the work, they might do some shortcuts, correct, and they try to hide it also. Sometimes management also doesn't know that something is going wrong, so they are taught to do work as per the procedures, whereas in India people try to take some shortcuts that is harmful, and nowadays that is the reason companies are going for the automation kind of a work. So all set parameter, all set processes are set, and then any change in the process is being recorded in the systems, and the investigator or a higher level up is going to check why there was a deviation and control it. So we will soon be going to be a very compliant country.
Excellent. In terms of validation, computer system validations, we've seen different consultants across economies have a different step-by-step approach to going about compliance and going about validation systems. Knowing the Indian context, what are the key objectives that Indian companies should keep in mind before following any one procedure?
Ideally speaking, all road leads to a same destination. The approach can be different because all guidelines doesn't tell you what approach to take, but they want to ensure that the ultimate destination or the final result you get it from any process or any procedure is same. And as far as computer system validation is concerned, the most favored module is a V module, which is URS, FS, DS, functional specification, design specification, risk assessment, and then that is done by the supplier who is making the systems, and then IQ, OQ, PQ, which is done by the end user, because if there is any compliance issue with the systems, the end user, that is a pharma company, is being caught and they are getting punished. So they also verify it by independent having SME or a validation consultant to ensure that everything is okay. So so far consultants have the same modules, but the approach on the risk, because risk assessment is an area where you identify risk at certain levels, whereas other places, if those faults are never found, they do not think that this thing can also happen. So that risk assessment part is going to differ as per the company, country, culture, and other things. But ideally this is also getting globalized now, and they are focusing on a software development life cycle. So start from planning, design phase, project phase, production and retirement, they focus. And for the data also, they focus from the creation of the data, automatic or manual, then saving, processing, transmitting, because now everything systems are connected to a network, so data is being transmitted, and then backup, restoration, archival, retrieval, data retention, then data retire or migration, because data is the longest lasting thing. System can go, but data is going to stay. So slowly and steadily we are all moving in the same direction.
In the last 2 years, in fact, we've seen the number of 483s that the Indian pharma companies have received have really gone up significantly, and that, of course, has a severe impact on the stock performance of the companies. Is this just a phase, or is there genuinely a problem, or is US government just being, US FDA just being harsh on the Indian pharmaceutical companies?
I cannot say that, because US FDA is very transparent, ideally speaking. Whenever they audit the company, they find out the reports. They gave that reports to the company also, and within few days they put it on the website also for everyone to look at it. Company also has got a chance to reply back. Even if there is a point, if they close the point during the audit, that point is taken out. So as far as auditors are concerned, I think they are transparent, but they find out that certain issues are existing in this part of the world, Asian area, basically China, India. So they become more focused on data integrity. In fact, they focus more on in US also. China is leading by about 35% data integrity related regulatory actions. India has got about 27% roughly, and US is also there with 17%. So it is not that it is happening here, but they are more transparent. So there certain things they inform the auditor in advance, so that the point will be for improvement. They are accepting it and they are trying for improvement. So the impact of the point is reduced. Whereas in this part of the world, they do not accept, they try to hide, and then when they get caught, it becomes a major point. It is not an improvement point nowadays. So that is the basic issue. But Indian companies are focusing a lot on the computer systems, automation systems. They are setting their procedures right. They are hiring SMEs, subject matter experts, and consultants. So they are right on the track. There is always a benefit in a bad condition. So it's a blessing in disguise, technically speaking. So if we start doing the work right, within 3 years, India can be on the top.
So knowing this current scenario, and this is a question really more for our investors, how do you see the future of the Indian pharmaceutical sector, and what would you like to say to the investors investing in the sector?
I see a very good future for Indian pharma sectors. There are a few reasons. First of all, audit points, we are getting it cleared and we are working on it. 2-3 years is the time period to get out of it, and some companies started these points in the year 2013-14. So we will be very close to clearing those things. Secondly, the sale of the pharmaceutical product is mainly generic,
right,
and then OTC product, and very small chunk of it is a patented product. So we have not still moved on to that value added part of the sales of a pharmaceutical product. That also we can look forward to, and this is going to reap a very good fortune for the investors. So stay invested. Anyway, pharma stocks are available at a very cheap prices. If you look at their current earlier prices and these prices, because stock market is driven by a psychology, correct? So investors doesn't see, they just see that there is a 483 and stock price gets a bidding of about 32%, correct? 6,000 crore, 8,000 crore, 20,000 crore rupees loss happens in a small period of time. That is something which is strange, because people are not educated. They go by psychology, they sell, and again they will come to buy. So I would recommend, it's a good time to buy, and if you have not sold it, good time to stay invested.
We'll keep that tip. Stay invested in pharmaceutical sector. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
being
very
with
much.
us.
Have a great day.
Thank
Bye.
you.